357 SIG versus 357 Magnum, and we have our double tap ammunition. This is rated at some pretty hot velocities. Now, this is called the controlled expansion. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's supposed to expand slowly or if it's supposed to only expand to a certain amount. Not really sure, but that's what it's called. But one very interesting thing is our 357, we have our classic semi-jacketed hollow point design, 125 grain. Looks a lot like the old Federal bullet. And with our 357 SIG, again, we have a 125 grain, just a plain jacketed hollow point. I don't know who makes that hollow point, but our velocity numbers are pretty hot here. 1525 feet per second for our 357 SIG. That's our rated, and that's through a 4.5-inch barrel. And I'm going to be using a 5-inch barrel M&P conversion here. Now with our 357 Magnum, it says 1750 feet per second from a 6-inch barrel, but I actually read that a 4-inch barrel, they have it rated at 1600 feet per second. So 1600 through a 4-inch versus 1525 through a 4.5. When we have more barrel travel here, we might be pretty close to the same velocity, but that will kind of tell us whether the old school design of the semi-jacket versus the regular jacket, a hollow point, is more effective. I'm kind of curious about that for a while. So I'm going to go through the chronograph to see what kind of velocity and accuracy I get at the same time. Then I'm going to do my 10% clear ballistic test. And what I've been doing lately is just a plain clear ballistic shot to see our best case scenario. You know, what's the best of the best performance we can get with no barriers or anything like that. And after the fact, I'm going to put 4 layers of denim in front of the block here to represent clothing, followed by 3 inches to represent a pectoral muscle, followed by a 1/4 inch MDF, medium density fiberboard, to represent hitting ribs or sternum, and to more clear ballistics. And seeing as these are really fast rounds, I think I'm going to try my luck at 75 yards and see if I can get some hits on target. So let's get started with this test. All right, first up we have our 357 SIG rated at 1525 feet per second from a 4.5-inch barrel. So that's pretty fast velocity. We should see more than that through our 5-inch barrel. So let's see what we got with our 5-inch barrel M&P 357 SIG. 1584. 1548, 1550, 1546, 1561, and that does not have very much recoil for that type of velocity. That's nice. Now our 357 Magnum, reportedly 1600 feet per second through a 4-inch barrel. They listed a GP 100 on the website. Typically Smith & Wesson shoots a little faster than that. So let's just see what we get, and we'll see how close we get to that, you know, upper 1500s with the 357 mag. 1458. I'll read 1422. 1388. 1482. I'll read. So I'm pretty disappointed with that because, you know, the rated velocity is about right with the semi-auto. I see this almost every time I test ammo, is these companies will load up the semi-automatic cartridges and they'll be at or exceed the rated velocity, but the revolver cartridges are below the rated velocity. And I'm not necessarily asking that they make them as fast as what they're doing. I'm just asking for them to be honest with those velocity numbers, and a lot of times these companies are not, so I don't understand that. But anyways, we have a soft jacketed point that might make a difference in our ballistic tests and even things out. I'm really still curious about that, so let's hit our ballistic shell block with both of these and see what we get. All right, first up, our best case scenario, just plain clear ballistics, 357 SIG. Let's see what this will do. Let's try 357 Magnum. All right, 357 Magnum. Let's see what this will do. Let's go take a look. So that is surprising there. That is really weird. we didn't get a whole lot of penetration with either of them, but I've never seen a 357 go that shallow and plain gel before. So what we're looking at here with our 357 SIG is we are at about 13.5 inches, which is acceptable. With our soft lead here, with our 357 Magnum, what we're looking at is a penetration of about 10.25 inches. So it kind of under penetrated. But you know, that would kind of be enough penetration if you weren't hitting bone and stuff like that. So let's put up our real world scenario test here, and we'll see if, you know, hitting the ribs or sternum simulation will make a difference with that. All right, 357 SIG through our medium density fiberboard and denim. See how this will do. All right, that was weird. I'm gonna have to do another one because I don't know where that bullet went. One more through our MDF. Now let's try our 357 mag. All right, 357 mag. See how this does. Let's go take a look at that. All right, so here's our MDF, absolutely destroyed with a couple of those hits with our 357 SIG and then 357 mag. Not a whole lot of difference there. Now we definitely can see though that with our 357 SIG there's more damage. That's probably partly due to being more powerful. I mean, in general, it's not a more powerful cartridge, but it's more powerful in this ammo. And we have some, you know, pieces of jacket that are ripping along, causing more damage. That's where our soft point here, it's more of a, you know, it's going through a little bit smoother. But what we're looking at here with our MDF shot, it's about 16.5 inches. I would consider that about textbook performance, because I trust my MDF tests more than I do plain clear ballistics. Because plain clear ballistics, you can take a 22 and compare it to a 9mm, and you could almost say it looked the same. When you put that MDF in there, where we're really putting some real world stuff in there, it changes everything here. And what I'm seeing with that 357 SIG, that looks like a cartridge that would be a one-shot stop across the board no matter what. You know, we're dropping pieces of jacket, we got massive wound, we got, you know, adequate penetration. Absolutely perfect. Now with the 357 mag, we did get a penetration of 14 inches, which is perfectly acceptable. And again, I think this would do a really good job. It would beat most of your other cartridges. It would be more effective than 9mm 40 and all that. It's just when we compare it to this 357 SIG, this 357 SIG takes it up a notch. It's some really impressive performance. So I'm going to shoot from 75 yards with these now and just kind of see what I get for accuracy at a distance, because these are pretty fast, and you know, sometimes that makes the accuracy a little bit better, at least for me. All right, 75 yards from the target. I'm going to start out with the 357 Magnum, see what I get with these, and then we'll move on to our 357 SIG. A little high. Those are like thunder hitting down there. That is some hard hitting ammo for sure. So they're making more hits. I was doing pretty well, and then started having issues because, to be honest, it starts to hurt to shoot. It's cold out. I have rheumatoid arthritis. It's really getting in my fingers, so it caused me to kind of flinch a little bit. Now, something like this, that could potentially take care of the problem. There's a lot less felt recoil. I could probably focus a little bit more. So, aim center mass, see how these will do. right, so I can say those misses were on me. I felt myself kind of jerk the gun a little bit when they miss. So those are some very accurate rounds as well, and easy to place. If you had to compare the felt recoil here, and this is interesting because this M&P pistol is a lot lighter than this 686 revolver, and even so, there's half the felt recoil with the 357 SIG. If we were to put both of these in the same weight, I'd probably say, at least to me, it would feel like 1/3 of the felt recoil. And that's just because it's a very efficient cartridge, or a very high pressure and a short case capacity. Now, the actual cartridges themselves, the 357 mag, is more powerful. Even this load is more powerful than this 357 SIG. If we were somehow put them in like rifles, our 357 mag, the case capacity of that powder eventually catch up, and it would be more powerful than that 357 SIG. But in a handgun, our 357 SIG is more efficient and more powerful. So that's coming from a revolver fanboy, saying that 357 SIG, that's something special there, because it really does harness everything that you want and get rid of some of what you don't want, and have just an excellent cartridge overall. So that's what you get today with these. Pretty good ammo. So as always, comment, share, and like, and thanks for watching.